In a nation where every decision shapes the future,
where power is tested and truth is questioned,
this is where the stories unfold, the facts get examined, and the narratives get challenged. No bias, no fear, just real conversations about Jamaica's future.
from the halls of power
To the voices of the people,
this
is where Jamaica gets the full story.
Jamaica politics uncovered.
Hosted by Natalee.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, War Room crew. We're there. Big up on yourself. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Thank you for your patience. So, we are here tonight, as you know, to talk about what is happening. We have a crisis on our hand, yes. And we also have some things brewing and, things being hidden and people don't want it to be heard. People don't want it to be said. So that is what we're here about tonight. Let me just see if there are any moderators here. Moderators, good night. Can you all hear us fine? I hope so. All right, so me and Jamaica 411 there. Karen's supposed to join. We'll see what happens. We weren't here last week because one of the ladies didn't feel well. So where do we start? We have to talk about this case with Norman Horn versus the Risers, then basically, okay? You all remember how Norman Horn and the Risers them got into it when he was to be appointed to the Senate. Golden Bunting. Now Norman Horn gone in at the Supreme Court with this man here, Bignell, who is the CEO of Tankweld, which is a major or the major steel manufacturer in Jamaica. Now, this is a big case, this is a $2 billion case, and Norman Horn won. According to the people who are responsible for fair trading, they said that, they found that Bignell did not abide by certain guidelines to give others a fair chance to enter the market. And you must know also that Bignell was a member and a director over at Proven Wealth, just so you guys see the connection and watch how the politics works with all of this and watch the clique, right? Somebody asked me, based on this upload that I did, because I did a video on it, asked me, say, if Norman Horn is not a member of the Tapanaris clique in Jamaica. And I say, you know what? What makes you a Tapanaris in Jamaica? Money and links, right? Well, Norman Horn is a businessman, successful businessman in Jamaica. I'm sure he has some links. But the real difference is Norman Horn had a different start than Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, and Bignell. And Norman Horn had a different journey as well. Norman Horn didn't enrich himself off FinSac or any political organization and them something there. He had a different journey. I don't know where Bignell come from. Michelle, you know?
Good evening, warriors. How are you all doing? Howdy.
Yes, yes.
Bignell, I think they are uptown people. I don't know, couldn't find out anything about them except that Bruce, I do believe, the elder brother, I believe, and I'm not sure which one old I know, but it's one of the older like, and then they look alike. But Bruce played squash for Jamaica.
That's his brother.
So I suppose we got into this one, right?
Oh.
And but I think they are well to Jamaica. And I was looking to see. I did check to see if the Bignells were one of the 21 families Michael was talking about back in the 70s. Michael Manley.
Yeah.
And the list of 21 families changed. They may well be part of the 21 families now, but I think for it to be 21 families, you'd have to have like not just two brothers, but maybe relatives and so on, the business, or they own several businesses. So, but as far as I know, they would have been born with spooning them out.
The name, I look up the name Bignell before I did the video upload, and I found that they come from England.
The two brothers?
No, man, them lineage, them bloodline, England.
Oh, possibly. The father is the one that started the business,
Yeah.
I believe it said in 1970, or was it 59? Can't remember. I did a video on it. So he started the business with this other person and then passed it on to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were the ones who started the steel after the Carib steel collapse. Bringing steel and so on, steel bar, which is what they call rebar.
Yeah.
Right. So Norman, though, he's from Old Savannah in St. Elizabeth. He was a poor fellow,
Mm-hmm. And I think
when he left,
I think him parents him has some whole about picnic,
Yes, he had. I think it's 10 of them.
Wow.
And when he was elected in the United States, 79, I think, when he was 20, the father went into his pocket. In those days, he used to have restrictions on the amount of money he could carry out to Jamaica. He could carry out more than $50.
Mm-hmm.
And the father went down into his pocket and said, son, this is how I can give you, $13,
Mm-hmm.
and put in my hand and said, that's all we can afford right now, we should look and remember, on behalf of your integrity.
Oh God, for sure.
He left and went to the United States. So clearly he was working while he was there and going to school. They never said that in the biography, but obviously he was studying and didn't have no parents to help him. You understand? Because, they were poor.
So everybody I'll wait for him get the bus.
Yeah, man, and then they get the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Went and got him 2 degrees. And let me see now what I'm saying. At one point he was, that was before he left Jamaica. I think he was working for an insurance company and stuff. Anyway.
Yes.
So eventually he ended up back in Jamaica. Princess know that story about him and Siaga and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he started our systems, I think it was before,
mm-hmm.
and now it's manufacturing. If I remember right, one of them either went bankrupt or nearly went bankrupt or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So did you were you aware that this court case was going on?
No, it was brought to my attention. I got the what did I get? I got something. I think it was a case, Yes, I think it was the Fair Trading Commission. I got the Fair Trading Commission report, and that was where I did my video on based on that.
Who brought it to your attention?
I think it was Karen,
Oh, okay.
Somebody sent it to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a big case, To me, it's a big case because as your Mark Golden say, him and him Tapanaris friend them from the country. You cannot have this little small circle, small group of people in the country, one box bread out of other people's mouth. I don't like that.
Well, if your people may not know the background, may or may not know the background, well, if you didn't watch a video. what is happening is the Bignells with Tankweld, they were in the rebar business. And then you have other persons who are importing. Every now and then you have a slump in prices. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then they can bring it in. And you still sell it for the same price in Jamaica. So you're making a nice profit. So eventually ended up with only two competitors. Tankweld, who had 75% of the market, and ARC Manufacturing, and they had 25% of the market. So clearly it's the two of them in it alone. And the rebar is not made here, it's imported. Now, what was happening was that what the Fair Trading Commission found, well, first of all, it's 3 times Norman Horn took Tankweld to the Fair Trading Commission. The first time was in the year 2000, claiming that they was underselling the bar in order to, run out the people out of the business.
So regular, so a long time I do it.
Yes, so when the Fair Trading Commission went and investigated, they agree, yes, they did sell it below cost, but they only did it 1 month at a time.
Oh,
right? So, and their argument was that would not have been enough to run anybody out of business. You can't
1
write that
month.
out.
Yeah, man.
Right. And I think they may have had reasons for selling it below. Maybe they were trying to boost production. Norman Horn was bringing it in at that time. So every time they sell below price, ARC is bringing in theirs from abroad. Now, if ARC bringing in theirs from abroad and can sell it cheaper than Tankweld have to drop the price. But not so that you're selling it below cost, that it affect your competition. Because remember, you're the dominant player. So they found that, okay, yes, they did, but it was just for a month. The second time Tankweld took them to, ARC took Tankweld to the Fair Trading Commission was in 2009. Same thing. The argument was they were selling the rebars below cost. So let us say they bought it for $1 million, right? Let's just say they bought 100,000 metric ton for $1 million, right? What they were doing is selling it below what they purchased it for. So that was the first complaint. The second complaint I think they had was that Tankweld was operating a sufferance wharf. A sufferance wharf is a private wharf. And you can get a license from the Ministry of Finance to operate a private wharf.
Yes, and they had one.
Right, and so ARC was arguing that because they have this wharf, they don't have to pay the costs that others who are bringing it through the government wharves have to pay. For example, I imagine storage. If you leave a thing out there for a while, you pay storage. Every other cost, of course, the Fair Trading Commission found that everybody paid. Anyway, so when they looked into selling below cost, they said they found, yes, they were selling below cost over a longer period of time, but the price was above the replacement cost. So what that means? It means that Tankweld bought steel as they regularly do, and then suddenly the price was depressed, fell on the world market. Now, it's one of two things that happened. Either they went and they bought new stock. You have to go buy quick, because then the price may not hold for long. Brought them in, average out the cost of the old price and the new price, and it ended up below what it was that they paid for the original stock. Or they were selling below cost because ARC had gone and gotten it cheaper and was selling it low, and so they had to sell it low. But they were selling it lower, apparently, than ARC. It was being sold below the price that they bought it for, but it was above the replacement cost. And when the Fair Trading Commission saw that, they said that the law allows that. You can sell below cost, but as long as you're selling above the replacement cost. Meaning to say, if they didn't do that, if they didn't lower the price, right, then Tankweld and others could have gone for the world market, go bring it in cheaper and sell it, and then get stuck for a longer period of time with the old stock. So they were permitted to sell above replacement. So you know, so you can go get the steel from foreign for say 800,000. So you buy it for $1 million, you're selling for 1.2, you can sell it for 900,000. You get me? Because you're selling it above what it will cost you to replace, and that's how you're going to stay in business. Or at least, if your plan is to buy and get rid of your stock in 3 months and then replenish, right? Once your price is not competitive, you may end up with it for 4, 5, 6 months, and that is bad for business.
Right.
Yes. So that was what saved them that time. The last time now was in 2024. This time around, and let me tell you one more thing. Well, let me tell you about this one. This time around.
Well, we could kind of cut it short about that story, because we have a few others to get into.
No, what we have to get it out, because so that the people can understand. So this time around, he went to the Fair Trading Commission again about the same thing. They did not find anything wrong with the work, because they said, anybody can go get them on licenses when think that it's them can do business. And they found this time around that not only were they lowering the price below cost, but this time for 4 months they lowered below replacement cost, and that is what got them into trouble.
Actually, the cost lowering went on for over a year.
Yes, but here's the thing now, and I have to tell you this now because I won't understand if you don't get this part. ARC was importing occasionally, and they were buying from Tank-Weld. So Tank-Weld dropped the price every time ARC is importing, then drop the price below cost. That now forces ARC to come buy from them, because them look and say, well, it's cheaper me get it from them than get it from foreign. And guess what them do? Within 2 months, the Fair Trading Commission found that within 2 months they met back the money out of ARC because they raised the price.
Okay.
The last time now, from 2023, ARC decided they're now buying none from them. So then lower the price and for 11 months straight. Then lower the price till them all make a loss.
Yes.
Because them are trying to force ARC to come back to them because they make the money. Them know they can't make back the money in 2 months. And they did. So when they come back after 11 months, consecutive low prices, in 2 months, they make back the money. And them and ARC was in that arrangement for 43 months. You imagine how much money they make?
Mm-hmm. Well,
and the last point was why they get into trouble is that if they had argued that yes, because effectively when ARC is buying from them alone at the market, when they were selling the thing was about 50% more and only gave the customers about 13% of that, so then pocket the rest, and that is where they get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, according to Bignell, him say he might challenge the decision. So we need to be watching, and we'll see what happens.
No, you said that I never saw that one, You said that ARC is suing the Tankweld for $2 billion.
No, I didn't say that. I said a $2 billion lawsuit. Now mean say a $2 billion they must sue them for. So
well, I was wondering why it is that the Fair Trading Commission didn't assess them for some kind of damages. Is that me was wondering, because that is how me understand it works. Anyhow,
well,
you want to switch something. So for everybody understand what issues are. It's very important.
Well, listen, if the Fair Trade Commissions them find that the man violated certain guidelines where fair trading is concerned, maybe they can fine him, but I don't know. According to what I read, it's not saying that Norman Horn was wanting anything from him. Norman Horn just wanted the Fair Trade Commission to look into a particular issue, and they did.
But I still don't understand what
So
the $2 billion is about.
maybe that's what it costs. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what it
No,
costs.
it can't cost $2 billion. What they're doing is suing for loss of income.
That
Because that is what they will have to cause them to lose income.
well,
When
if
they're ripping them out, is more or less what it will be.
if him lose income, then Bignell owe him.
Well, that is, and the court would have to decide that unless them sit down and come to some arrangement. But they not accept that. So they were making a lot of money because even when they buy abroad and buy the supply that ARC would purchase, like say for example 25 tons, they were getting a discount because they were buying more.
No, will he
And they were passing it on to the customers. If they had passed on 50% or 60% to the customers and pocket the rest, they would not have been in any trouble.
Yeah, but can you keep lowering the cost for all that time?
Well, it's just the two of them, and they found a way to manipulate the competition.
Something rubs me the
Right.
wrong way. I mean, for the fact that this man was a director over at Proven Wealth and so close with these unscrupulous politicians that we know them to be, there's just something that rubs me the wrong way about him.
Well, as I said, it's the two of them, two competitors, right? And then figure that as long as them lower the price, them can afford to lower the price because them still other things, right? And then once them lower the price, when it's time for ARC to go and repurchase, them sister them couldn't bring in the steel and sell it to compete with them. So then go to them and buy from them instead. And then them bring up back them, sell it at a higher price and make back the money that they would have lost in 11 months within 2 months, just selling 25% of their what they purchased to ARC.
This is what the Gleaner said.
And make a thing.
This is what the Gleaner said. The ARC, the company, has asked the court to make a declaration that Tankweld holds a dominant position and abused it through predatory pricing, imposed an injunction restraining Tankweld from selling rebar below cost. It is also seeking general damages for loss of profits, business disruption, and reputational harm. Special damages totaling almost 2.8 billion, inclusive of lost profit of 2.135 billion and exemplary damages, interest, and legal costs. So Norman Horn was basically suing him for, losses, and him want injunction, and them so and predatory pricing. I wonder who was the lawyer. Oh,
And I let the court tell them how to sell them thing going on, and they can beat again and carry them back to the Fair Trading Commission and slap them up. In the United States,
hold on,
them find them.
Tankweld is being represented by Dr. Lloyd Barnett. We know who that is, and the law firm, Hart Fata. Who that? Hart Fata.
That's Mark Golden.
Am I going firm that?
Yeah, man, I'm one of the partners.
Oh, where the hell you say? So I see them all top and Harris all, hey, I the same people that want control Jamaica.
Who them representing? Bignell?
Yes, and ARC is being represented by.
I think the Bignell them are true, the one them are true.
Mark Ajuto, but in go on like him a Christian. So our ARC and Norman Horn is being represented by a firm named Mayhew Law, M-A-Y, Mayhew.
Never heard of them.
Led by Simone Mayhew, Casey, and Ashley Mayer. I guess yeah.
I wonder if they're related to the guy over there, the ambassador.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's
Oh,
interesting. Me could keep an eye on it.
yeah, man.
Yeah, so the next story I know. Lord have mercy, where do we begin? Did you know that the Rise United bloggers them not no traction around here, you know? So they start to attack other bloggers. And that me I get to realize over the last 24 hours, it was brought to my attention that the PNP, the Rise United bloggers, them not have no traction at all.
Never did, you know. But not paid in a line.
No man, people used to pay them like a bit of mine, man. But here one now, the PNP is not investing in them in terms of giving them any legitimacy. The PNP only give the mad boy legitimacy. So because of that,
Because some of
no,
a big platform.
eh?
Because some of a big platform.
Maybe so. But what them not realize is that when you deal with people with mental illness, them can turn on you at any moment. No,
Yes, see that.
no. The little handful now where them probably I don't know, they probably don't approve of him anyway, but they're out here attacking bloggers, attacking us. And I'm like, them can't why them not gonna talk about local policy? But last night somebody sent one link, come give me. And when we go click on the link over TikTok, me hear one of them she over there with 10 people, a listener, I talk about what the government can do to increase the birth rate in a Jamaica. So I say, well, at least them a try talk something constructive, productive, but nobody now listen to them. Yes. So me I say
That's what the
instead of
argument. Oh, that's interesting.
so me I say no, instead of for them out here attack we and attack other bloggers, we attack constructive argument. They no can control the one collab with we. Me not-
Well,
anyway.
no. When the various platforms are going down, people like controversy and they like excitement. The funny thing about it is it sometimes don't work. There's one particular riser blogger, right? It started to get very nasty, and the more it get nasty, the more less people watching,
Oh.
right? Quite a number of them do that. Them attack and say all kind of nasty things about government people and them just trying to create a sensational thing. One of them, he started to put out foolishness. I mean, I talk about how Margoling, what you call that, the form they used to enter the United States, the immigration form, and how they declare upon the form, same a British citizen. And now they skip through, come you couldn't sit down and listen to that. And me I skip through. And then we say, all right, maybe him say it quickly. Somebody just sit down and suffer and listen. Not a word. He mention it. Say, can't say him had the proof. So, me sit down and listen to this whole thing only to find out, say, the man never mention it. Anyway, I had a number, me call the number. And when me call the number, me never get him. That's what the call is about. Me tell him, say, do you have the, what they call it, C4 or like so?
Yeah.
Do you have the immigration form? Do you have evidence? I mean, I went through your video and either you forget or what? Do you have the evidence?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I probably didn't.
Them I understand that if them don't have any credibility and all them do is come out here, come cuss people. Nobody now go listen to them. Them going always have a problem. They rather go listen to the madman. You understand?
So more than one time I see him try that strategy and until the next time I say, well, I'll listen to you. I believe you. So yeah, no evidence. That was that.
Yeah.
Can't tell my things to come up in the field, but so that's what they do. Now what they will also do is anybody at all that the people are interested in.
They attack them.
They attack them.
Okay.
Because they want people have interest and excitement and entertainment and all kind of something. And they're hoping that the people would answer them. And then they would have a to and fro so they can listen to, but then again they might drive people to come listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they don't. They stay on freedom program and then they show the clips of what it is the person said. And they're smiling and they're happy because they get exactly what they want.
Okay.
And they provide them entertainment. And get them 42,000 views and so on.
So they say don't answer them then?
Right. But then when that die, when the excitement die because you don't answer, the person don't answer, then what happened now the views and drop back down to the 20,000 and so on.
Oh.
So then have to keep it up.
Well, at 10 people, me say I watch them like the same girl will come out and put up my picture and say that 10 people, me say. But anyway, me can move on from that because we talking about the birth rate and everything. Let us
Well, that was if them have a suggestion, that was very good.
well, I
Because,
didn't stick around to hear what their suggestion was.
Maybe them a laugh up the government, because them are people them so political they can't see the national interest.
Yeah, but
And we don't want Jamaica to succeed as long as they're not for them party in power.
there was an interview done by Mia Motley, and I meant to put it here, and I'm gonna try and put it here because I want you guys to see and hear what was said. Let me go to a break.
Welcome to Hazelwood, nestled on 1 acres of land in Ingleside, Mandeville, Manchester. Let's tour this fully furnished 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom cottage. Here every corner exudes warmth and elegance. Spacious rooms bathed in natural light, wooden floors and a functioning fireplace all come together for that perfect blend of comfort and tranquility. Hazelwood is equipped with all the conveniences you need, including hot and cold water, internet access, and fans in every room for your comfort. Come and enjoy the seamless indoor-outdoor living space, secure and fruitful grounds, ideal for family gatherings or simply unwinding in the cool Mandeville breeze. Hazelwood offers the perfect oasis just minutes away from major shopping areas. Hazelwood, your zen in the heart of Mandeville. WhatsApp message or call us at 954
of the
And what did they
countries. I think that they found a way of
Me a second, guys.
you know that you could still contribute towards your NHD while living here in the US. So understand you migrate, you're done with
the
And what did they
countries. I think that they found a way of recognizing that they need to bring in people, but at the same time, they treat them as Canadians. The US had it right before, too. I mean, for whatever reason, the US is in a schism as it relates to migration. And I'm not passing judgment on them. I'm just noticing that, you do grow and you do succeed if you create those opportunities.
Yeah.
I think you were absolutely correct in also making the point that in those parts of the country where people were denied or didn't have the ability to move at the same level and to increase their quality of life at the same level, they then assume that it's because of a foreigner, it's because of an outsider. You're seeing it in France, you're seeing it in other places. But remember when Angela Merkel brought in 1 million people
Right.
from
Syria when it was
Syria. And it was like a shot of adrenaline because she understood that Germany was facing the worst possible future, a declining and aging population.
Mm-hmm.
The irony is that's what we're facing in most Caribbean countries. The ECLAC agency predicts that in Barbados, that 1 in every 2 people could be over the age of 65 by the year 2050.
1 in every 2.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's not a great ratio.
Exactly. And in the case of Jamaica and Trinidad, 39-40%, somewhere around there. So this is a real issue that we have to solve now because we're 25 years away from that point in time. At the same time, the Caribbean is a microcosm of almost most of the larger civilizations of the world.
It really is.
Not all, but most of them. So you have Africa and you have...
All right, you hear that? Yes, in the Caribbean we have an aging and a declining population because 1, we're aging, and 2, we're not having as many kids. And then we have the issue of migration. A lot of our kids, they have left the country, gone have kids in other countries. But I was reading something today in NPR news outlets here in the United States. And the birth rate in America gone down to,
only gone down for the white people. Them dying faster than live birth. So for the population are shrink.
Where you get that information there from?
Yeah, man, go check it out. I check it out. I spoke about it on one or two of my videos.
Well, tell the audience where they can go to find that information.
No, you just need to type mortality rate in the United States.
Okay.
I think a mortality rate. Hold on there. No, not mortality rate. You're looking at the amount of children per female. Right?
While you're doing that, according to the NPR 2 days ago, 710,000 fewer babies were born last year, 2025, in the United States, compared with 2 decades ago. 700, that's over 500,000, 710, almost 1 million less, right? So that is a problem. I was frightened when I saw that today. So it's a global phenomenon. So what I was gonna ask though,
not happening in Africa. That's the opposite.
What I was gonna ask though, and why I brought this video by Mia, she mentioned how Angela Merkel from over Germany did have 1 million people coming to her country. What Jamaica gonna do? Is Jamaica gonna start migrating more people home? Because we gotta do something.
I'm not thing.
If the people them my age and they not have no baby, we have to do something.
Now we don't have to do a thing.
I don't agree.
That is an implication. That is an implication for the pension fund. This is why them have problems with it. What they need to do is shut up them out in the past and leave people, make them go and have them picnic, right? We know we always had a problem with overcrowded in school. We need to cut down the amount of population to manage the school that we have. We need to cut down the population to match the courthouses that we have because of the overcrowding here and overcrowding there. So we need to cut down the population, right? As I said, it's the pension. It's really the pension. Outside of the pension, because what you're going to have now is fewer and fewer people that will be working to replenish the NIS or in the US in the what you call for something, the Social Security.
Yeah.
Right? And more and more people will be going on the pension. We're getting pension. So you're going to have a problem.
Well, if you are saying that we're not supposed to do anything, there's gonna be a crisis, not just in Jamaica, but in
we need to find out. Just a second. No, you won't finish.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that 1 second, the USA. I'm saying that it is going to correct itself over time, but the real question that they should be asking, in my view, is why? Why is it that people are having less children? And I think you're going to find in some instances, as people become more and more prosperous and them start to work and all them kind of thing, that your population going to drop. We need to, for example, the government should tell us if they have done a survey about the various sectors in the society. Among the knobs, how many children per female? Among the middle class and among the poor people. And let us see if the poor people are having any problems with having children as opposed to the middle class and the other set of people in the country. You get me? Because if the poor people are continue to have more children, as I suspect they might be, then the more you move them from poor into the middle class, if that is where the fewer babies are being born, then you understand the reason why now. Right?
You know, say.
In many countries in the past, poverty was the reason why people are so much picnic.
Well, and then I stick up in right there, so. One day when I come to Jamaica and came back home, I posted on my Facebook that the whole time I was in Jamaica, we only saw one pregnant woman. Remember me show you the woman? we were
Yeah,
together.
man, everybody create excitement, man.
And everybody I look
create
on her.
excitement.
No,
Yeah,
where
everybody create
where
excitement.
where we saw this pregnant woman was at a concert where I know Tapanari alone there. It's a mixture of everybody, right? Now one of my Facebook friend will tell me, he said the reason why me come to Jamaica, I not see no baby and not eat a picnic and run up and down. The little picnic them we see I run up and down. Now one little boy, couple of more, but not real like what you would normally see. There's somebody will tell me, say, because when I come to Jamaica, I always hang out with my Tapanari's friend them. That's why I not see no baby and a pregnant woman.
No,
So,
but you have to go places like where the I mean, in a crossroads, you used to see, in a summertime, they used to see a whole heap of pregnant people in a them.
your internet,
And hopefully,
let me get you on the other phone because I think that your internet on this one is going out.
no, man, it come back. The internet come back. So what I did, I switch.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we should be getting better reception. So in a crossroads, I remember in the 70s, 80s, a crossroads, man, what if people is pregnant? Holy, all over the place is pregnant people, and they were there giving them panta and giving them pearl and tell them, say, them at this rate we're going to be overpopulated, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're going to some primary school, 59 picnic in the primaries, in the classroom and all that kind of something, because we were having the children, but we weren't able to build classroom or school and all them something there, right? Now me hear one idiot well, I shouldn't say an idiot. I hear one, I think the man pan will be a channel, you know, a quarrel about our government no build school. Can you tell me in a situation where we have few children or fewer children, what would the government be building school for? Subscribers, viewers, Jamaica, I ask a question. If we are having fewer children than we used to have for the schools that we built, why would the government take with public resources to build more schools? Tell me how that makes sense.
Nobody confront we you know. Do me I beg you. The government will build 6 schools, you know. Nobody confront we.
6 schools?
So
then say?
Yes. STEM school and sitting there.
Oh, STEM.
Yeah.
Those are specialized schools. Now, if I'm going to be building something like that is going to train people when they reach an adult, because we have few tertiary spaces. I mean, for the amount of picnics that we leave school every year, we have something like 70,000 spaces, and many of them occupied by adults when they're school already, right? So maybe about 6, I did the calculation.
Weird. The subscribers, them I remind we say, there used to be a commercial that said 2 is better than too many, referring to kids. That was in the 80s. I was born in the mid 80s. I don't ever remember that. From the 70s? So the government, wait. So the government did advertise for people have more picnic?
No, they said 2. No, you must have more than 2. That's what they were saying. Because this was excitement about population explode and so on. You know, I mean, in the 50s, there were something like, was it 6 children per family and all them, something average.
You know, say, all when birth control became a thing in Jamaica, they made a fight against it, you know, the religious groups, they made a fight against it, you know.
I mean, I remember that.
Yeah, man, they made a fight against it. I say, like them, I say, you know, people were trying to water down or wipe out the black race. All kind of sitting and talk, my love. They never had a look on it as if women want to be able to control their reproductive system, you know. But anyway.
Well, it was the government, it was the family planning board that was encouraging people. Now in Africa, I should tell you, in the United States and in Europe and elsewhere, their problem, from 1929, they recognized that they had a problem among the Europeans in America. That is how they end up with sperm bank. We don't need a sperm bank in Jamaica. You get me?
Mm.
So them have a problem in America with fertility. That's why they end up with sperm banks, right? And all kind of story written by this researcher and that researcher, right? A part of it is to control fluid population in America, right? And what they can do, right? Because they recognize at some point that the rate at which we are having children, black people, we would have dominate. And they don't want that. And they realize they have a fertility problem. Our problem, I don't think, is fertility. Our problem is we women are just choosing not to have children. Right?
You know think wait, hold on, you know think say some of man them don't want more pitney either.
I don't think every man them mind that also.
Okay.
I don't know if they mind that also. The females are the ones that are preventing pregnancy because some of them kill this man and then go sleep with woman without condom. Right? So they are the ones that's preventing themselves because, and what is happening too, as medicine, as women have more confidence in medicine, in, the medical field, and they feel so they can, in their 30s, have children safely than when they late.
Okay.
Because in my time, the woman wanted to have them children when they're young. Many of them have up. Right? That was the intention, but they're happy. And many of them had them children in their early 20s. That is being delayed.
Well, I know some women do it, then go in at their 30s and their 40s and they still have baby. Me have my daughter at 24 and me I tell her say, you have to have energy in them age, 30s and 40s if you come say you have newborn. Boy, anyway. And the granny them nowadays, they're so young.
But there's one more thing too. There is confidence. There is this matter of life expectancy, which is 70 for female, and I think of 70 for men too, or in the late 60s for the men. So when you have a child at 30, you have a real expectation that you're going to live, you might reach 50 and you might be 80. That's not so bad. You get me? So.
All right. Well, there is a development on another topic. There's a development down there in St. Elizabeth. Last night, a 2 women get unalive within close proximity. One of the women, they make it look like a robbery. And then the other woman, she was kidnapped. I think she lived. But the other woman, them gun her down in the street like a dog. I don't know. I hear people saying a contract killing, but God have mercy. What a disturbing thing to see.
Where in St. Elizabeth it took place?
I don't remember the name of the district, One of the subscribers, them tell me in the chat. I wish part down at St. Elizabeth. Them boy, they will take money to do that. If I really wait name there.
What I'm saying, please.
Hold on.
St. Elizabeth are my parish, not my favorite parish.
Because them say police down there now. I scout out the area. Them have boots on the ground down there.
Muted?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. I was trying to mute you when your music went off. But
sorry.
That's okay. Me here said the police, them have boots on the ground. They're scouting out the area. And they're trying to investigate for, of course, find out what really happened. But the boy, I mean, I understand some man nowadays. Oh, you turn a gun for that woman. They not give the woman a chance to fight them now. It look like it's a contract for you.
So it's two, is it what I'm saying, the incident
Red Bank. A Red Bank place name. You know Red Bank?
No, sir, never heard of it. Which part name, sir?
Me no know. There's a contract disguised as robbery in Red Bank. That's what the subscribers are saying. Yeah, it is Red Bank. When I read it this morning.
Okay, so the 2 incidents are related or 2 separate incidents?
The police are still investigating, but people are speculating that they may be connected. But the police haven't officially said yes. Yet. One of the women 39 years old, the one that is unalive, 39 years old, Nicola Facey, and she ran a bar, and she was a nail tech as well, walking home from work. I mean, I understand why these women, it's near junction, the people them say, why these women are walk on street in a them, cause St. Elizabeth a wilderness they say, you know, you can't walk at night they say.
No, but they're safe. Nobody not trouble. The mere fact that we are here is a place for the first time. It's a quite nice quiet place.
Then you would have walked down this, you would have walked down this later night by yourself?
My friend, yes, but I'm saying that the place is probably safe, and it's probably what she's been doing for years. And she probably born and grow there. She know her place.
Michelle, it no matter if you're born and grow or it's safe. When night come down in a wilderness area, women must not be walking. It's not like Kingston, you know, where people always outside, and if I not everybody I go see something. Them place they are wilderness. Them place they are wilderness, man.
No, but which part yeah, but we don't know which part the bar is and how far she lives from the bar.
You should not supposed to out there walk by yourself after dark.
Then who say she alone with on the road?
Me no know, but it don't sound like I did something safe though. But when you hear about,
as I'm saying, yeah, but that probably is some boyfriend too, right? You said a robber.
They pretended as if it was a robbery. People are saying it's scamming related, but we really don't know until the police them.
Scamming related and know something about the young man. Right, so the police, the way police investigate these things, you know, I would expect is that they need to find out every single thing about the person, everything, boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, family. They just need to know everything about it. And who on them now worries, what they've been involved in, and the family must tell the police everything. They don't get ready. Right? Did they involve in a drug where they're selling drug? Did they go foreign? You understand?
You or if them have no family member. Sometimes my family member make people dead, you know?
Yes, so chances are if somebody will know how to do it. Who she know. And a lot of women love to mix up themselves with criminal element. Right? So they will soon find it. If our boyfriend, they will soon find it.
One of the subscriber easy going go tell me say St. Elizabeth and a wilderness. St. Elizabeth and a wilderness?
Well, that depends on the place. And as I said, if she born and grow, then she know her people. I mean, which part me born and grow in a Bosco? Well, you could have been in the 70s, 30s, and 60s. You could have left a place for one incident of crime that took place. Some beach or the other, the man, they must have gone and watch up off the other one. And the whole of the people run out of the district like we are picking up the gang and look on this side. Right? That ain't here. Right? You let your door walk now, not a soul thief. Then I sit down in a Kingston. And anytime them used to come down in the country and them days they come rob, they always get caught. Even though the police don't want to pipe we call them.
They say some of the subscribers they must say the place where it happened is a developed part of St. Elizabeth. Let me tell you something. You see the way how me would operate as a girl who born in a rural Jamaica, born in a Manchester, grew up primarily in Kingston. You see certain things that me would do in a Kingston, I will not do it in the rural or countryside of Jamaica. I remember one night I was in Kingston that entire day, and I was driving back to Manchester. And at about 12:30, I got to 1 o'clock in the morning. By the time I reach down near to Wishpa, Omode, a police pulled me over. And when he pulled me over, he asked me, say, if I'm me alone I drive. I say, yeah. Me alone, you know. Almost 1 o'clock in the morning, you know. So anyway, me and him end up a talk a little bit, and him I say, boy, you're brave, you know. And me I say, but me not plan to stop. Me get me gas at Kingston. And if I know you stop me, me nah stop until me reach my destination, and all of me door them lock. Me nah all if more people, me a people in the car. As a woman traveling them time there in a them place there. No sir. Me nah do that at Kingston.
But that policeman could have been a criminal dressed up like a police too, so it's always risky. But it risky day or night.
He could have, but he was in a
Most
police.
at night. Fewer people.
He could have, but he was in a police car, and where I was at that time, right around Homewood, right, no crime not really going on there, so. So me the kind of glad say this so stop me too. Come me reach. But me sorry if you see this, and I guess we will hear, you know, what took place with these young women.
The first thing is, then the place, who the hell have gone down this?
And that me I say.
That's the first thing. So therefore, it's not going to be difficult for the police to find.
No.
All the police need to find who down there bad man. Right? They're probably going to rob the woman, and the woman, but then again, if it's night, why then shoot her? Because they could have robbed her. So another reason for shooting her is because she probably knows who.
She probably know who, yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
I would also suggest to the police that if the person make up their mind, say they're going to rob her, and if she can identify them, are going to kill her, there's every chance that person went to prison before. Mm-hmm. And then the people usually determine that they're now go back, so they won't kill them victim.
According
so
to...
So then if the somebody will come from prison, we're living in the area, in the district, same district, or nearby.
All right. You remember say before like last year, right? When the crime rate did high. You know, say a lot of the bad man them from places like Kingston, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, them places, them used to spread across the country going to these rural areas to hide. And because they can keep themselves quiet, in a no time, everybody knows that they're in the place and know them because them start bad. You see, from the crime rate start go down, and from the police, them in Jamaica start operate different. None of them dead out, either dead out, migrate, or gone down a GP. So a lot of these rural communities, them not really have no bad man there like one time. Because the Manchester had full of bad, Manchester had full of gunman, just up until about 2 years ago,
Well, I think when them people when them live in that place and them a hide out, then probably keep themselves circumspect.
Not for too long.
The people in the area, them are get trouble.
You
have some people in the area where they're just bad. And some of them don't do robbery. Like, for example, when I was in Lansing, I hear about this guy who eventually got killed, right? When you know the Skitter. When we use a Skitter, then kill Skitter to rob, nobody could believe it. In getting liquor partner, him in exchange, him a boss, him a drink and boss and a show him money. And when him a go almost at 4 o'clock in the morning, then leave it in Lansing Road and stab him up and take the money. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And some people from the community went come from St. Augustine. So the guy who from him started to get called up, and he was own real witness. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He might work one night and then shot the girlfriend and shot him, and that was the end of him. And them said that them the man people in the area, when they see them, you do not do nothing, but you say them in a car stealing ring. You understand? Mm-hmm. So they will live in a one area, them now carry the badness stuff, and then they want police that in business, and then go somewhere else to do what they do.
According to a source here on the platform, on the platform YouTube, BOJ Kern Spencer, I say police investigating a possible link between the homicide and the abduction of the St. Elizabeth women. So there's some possibility that they're connected. I'm wondering how they are related.
How many women they abduct?
Them abduct one and unalive one. I wonder if they're related or them a friend. I don't know.
Or maybe them mix up in something.
We'll see. We will see.
Mix up in something.
But St. Elizabeth, I wonder if the crime start to flare up back. Because in January, they reported 1 woman and 3 girls unalive. But, well, that was probably, I don't know. Anyway.
St. Elizabeth is only low enough. And then the people are really hard workers, them, hard working
yeah,
people.
farming people, them. But before we go any further, let me just show some people what is going on. Because look here, right now me a campaign for the people them go back to Jamaica go live. Because we need people in the population. We need who is of childbearing age. If they want to go start their family at Jamaica, you know, do it. So me go show you how you can get on the NHT going while you make no plans to go back to Jamaica. Watch this.
You know that you could still contribute towards your NHT while living here in the US. Some understand you migrate, you're done with Jamaica, but you still want to make contribution towards your NHT so that you can bless somebody else with your contribution benefits, or you want to purchase a property sometime in the future. So all you'll need, the basic information such as your ID card, etc. They will need 3% of whatever your income is per year here in the US. Also, you'll need proof of your residency here in the US. Now, you will be qualified for this $9 million that they're giving per person after contributing for a year. And I know you're going to say, oh, but it's $9 million and I could get it from another bank when I'm ready. But the other banks, interest rates are a lot higher. Most of them are over 8%, while NHT is just 5%. So go ahead and save this video or send it to somebody who needs to know that they can still contribute towards the NHT while living here in the US. Just in case you want to bless up your child or so, or somebody you want to leave something, give them. Save this video, send it to somebody else.
That is a good little piece of information, don't it?
Well, I have somebody who actually live and work in the United States, you know, and then paying the NIS out here. They're going to get American pension and local pension too.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah, man. When I went to the NHT to I don't remember when they got it for, but I went there to, I think I wanted to operate business in my name, and you know, got the extension from the TRN and blah, blah, blah to be able to do so. And while I was there, somebody from abroad had called. I was asking about whether or not they can voluntarily pay into the NHT. She talked about 3%. I don't know if they have a fixed figure because it's a voluntary thing. You don't have to pay. Only the people in Jamaica who live in Jamaica is obliged to pay NHT when them work and earn. So, so the person abroad, all they have to do is call NHT and get the lowdown on it.
Yes,
See if it's really the 3%, or they can determine how much they want.
Okay. Yes, call NHT
spend.
people. But
well, we need to. Yeah, but before we can invite nobody come to Jamaica, we need to deal with the hospital situation. My mother can look on me and tell me shocked at him. So she can't come back to Jamaica, come live. Because, you know, the healthcare, when she's going to need health, or, you know, she have her doctor over there and she have Medicaid and Medicare and all them sitting there, and she'd have to go fly back. I mean, at her age, we can't say that, so she could have come for a visit. But the healthcare is is a big problem in terms of, I mean, it's very expensive. The hospital service is very expensive. You know, you have to go buy these machines, big expensive machines and so on. But once we can get that fixed, and I mean I think the government double or triple the amount of money that they're spending in healthcare, and still we don't have the equipment that are working. So once we deal with those things, I mean, healthcare here being free is an excellent thing for persons. But to be able to get the healthcare to where we need to go, we need resources. And to be able to get resources, we need... We're not hearing you, Natalee, you're there?
yes, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, and to be able to get the resources, you need either more people working, or you need to pay people more. The more you see people are getting a higher minimum wage, is the more you're going to see money pouring into the government coffers, right? And then the government will have money to be able to do this, that, and the other. But some simple things that like CAT scan machine and them kind of machine. The hospitals have that they now work. I mean, please, you need to have, in my view, and I don't know if they have it, and I doubt it. But you need to have something like a special department within the Ministry of Health that deals with the maintenance of these equipment when them come in, right? Look at that business with Dennis Gordon. Is 25 dialysis machine, and it's only 11 of them at work, right?
So,
at UHWI.
So
that can't work. That's not going to make nobody come to Jamaica. So if we want people to come, these are the little things we have. We deal with crime and we deal with other things, right? Once we get the minimum wage, people can even come back, come work. Once them can, the cost of living is down and the minimum wage is much, much higher, then now we have that. But then we still have to fix the health now. And that we need to work on now. And then the people will come back.
So my take on my input on the healthcare system and deterring people and stuff like that. We do not have the perfect healthcare system. I think we can all agree on that. However, like you just said, because I checked on this before coming on here tonight, this government has outspent the previous administration, previous PNP administration, outspent them on national security, on healthcare. There was one other thing. When I remember, I will let you know. But healthcare and education. They outspend the previous administration on education, healthcare, and crime. We see what is happening with crime, and I think crime with national security, that's where this government spends most of its money. Okay? No, yes, we're making progress with crime, and we're seeing things are happening in the healthcare system. But let me tell you what the problem I see in the healthcare system in Jamaica. Yes, when time you come on to healthcare, you have to have a thing called maintenance, right? So when we have these equipments in the hospitals and in the healthcare system, you got to have people who are going around periodically checking on these machines, making sure that they are still in working order, that they are we are not in good condition. When time them broke down, you immediately get a work order going and get them fixed. And we are very poor at that. Because for the first machine broke down, you get it fixed and get it working again.
11 dialysis machine now work.
So
and while that was going on, the CEO was busy bringing or facilitating private company to get dialysis machine, right? And he might feel himself frustrated. I don't know. We know your team side of the story.
Who does?
Right? Because the CEO for the UHWI.
Oh, well on the no, well on the stick up in this so. According to the PNPYO and Philip Palwell, they are totally against the ethics committee. I'm sure you've read that somewhere over the last 24 hours where the ethics committee is summoning the member of parliament, Dennis Gordon, to come back and speak with them. No.
Which ethics committee? You mean in parliament?
Yes.
Oh.
I heard today that it's usually a private meeting, but I don't know what's going to happen. So it's the PNPYO saying that there is no basis. There is no basis for them to call him. And Palwell was kind of alluding to the same thing. And I'm like, okay, if there was nothing wrong done, and even if there was an honest error, let's say an honest error, because him say me do it for 20 years, he never know nothing bad did I go on. Him no can still go there and talk to them, but why you cannot want integrity and transparency, but at the same time you are coming out a lick out against a body that is supposed to look after transparency and integrity in our country. That does not look good. right?
Well,
So
why are the ethics committee asking for him to come out? What's the basis what them saying?
I think they're seeking more information. They're seeking more information about this whole thing.
Ethics committee, ethics, not the PAC. I think this is something about the ethics committee, and I meant to watch it and I didn't. I don't know what they're calling him about. I don't know. You know that when you have a company that is doing business with government, you have to declare it. I don't think it's that because in his janitorial service, them says janitorial service, and I'm for janitorial service to the UHWI. Anyway, when I don't know what that is about. So them saying him shouldn't have to appear.
Them
That's what them argue.
according to them, they're saying that there's no basis and them can't call him back again, and I don't think that's a good position to take. You should not.
So they are calling before.
It would appear so. Yes.
They can't call him back again. If you want clarity, you must call him back for clarity.
Then that's why I say them not supposed to behave like say they want to put up resistance. Don't do that. If you want integrity, and if the man says an honest error, mistake because I might do it 20 years, then go there and honestly say what position you took and were you aware that you were doing something wrong. They only make him talk and make him do it. It says here the ethics.
Well, this is something that was happening before me coming to Parliament, so I don't know. But then again, this is that fool, Mark Golding, they want the government to put in place impeachment law and recall, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's such a dunce, he don't even realize that the only person that will be recalled and the only person that will face impeachment successfully is against opposition members. That's why we don't have those things in our constitution, in our law. Right? Once and better than stay there, that's how it go.
According to the Parliament Ethics Committee, them say they want Mr. Gordon to appear before them on April 22nd to clarify statements he made during a previous meeting concerning matters related to the university hospital procurement and tax exemption issue. The Ethics Committee, at its last meeting in February, considered and signed off on an exemption motion which allowed Gordon not to vacate his seat if he becomes party to any contract with the government.
Remember when they tell you that?
Yeah.
You have to declare it. You have to declare that. Then they won't put Fitzjackson in a position, and him barely make it because he was a director in a company. The company went and engaged into government, and him apparently never know because he wasn't that involved with the company.
Let me read on a little bit more. Hold on a second. It says the House of Representatives subsequently gave the stamp of approval to the exemption motion for Gordon to do business with the government while remaining a member of Parliament. At a meeting of the Ethics Committee yesterday, which was the 8th of April at Gordon House, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn argued that based on what had been revealed by the Public Accounts Committee, the Ethics Committee might have to, quote, bring back a member. It was later disclosed by committee chair Marlene Malaho-Fort that the member in question was Gordon. Without disclosing details from the minutes of the last meeting of the Ethics Committee, Cuthbert Flynn indicated that the accuracy of the information provided by Gordon has been called into question based on information that has now come to light. So basically, they're seeking more information. You see, that's why sometimes when these things happen, you get a liar and you make your liar talk. Don't come talk every minute and then you have members of your party out there gone on radio, gone talk about you pay back money and all that kind of something there. This is a serious thing. You understand? So
if pay back money, then if somebody thief, I'm not saying him steal anything, but if somebody were to go and steal something, because them paying back, do you think the police are lock you up for thieving?
Or if you go
Some,
rob,
you know.
you go rob a bank today and tomorrow you tell them say you can't back your money, can't give them nothing, can't go so. But anyway,
No,
we will have to see how this plays out. It's a very serious thing. I
I am
don't.
going to. I am going to read because it sounds as if. I wonder if when he became an MP, he was supposed to tell them about those companies that doing business with government now that he's an MP. And they realized he would know these things. And so they granted him the exemption, but apparently something else came to light now and they want him to come back and clarify because something that he said, it seemed to me that what you're reading, that he had said something there and they had granted him the exemption. I'm a new MP and I know these things. He don't know these things. And so them, them grant him the extension. And apparently, if I understand what you read, they're saying that apparently something came to light that must have contradicted something that he said. So now they want him to come back. Now, anyone says something that is not true, and then found out, and then can't explain himself, it could be in a serious trouble. The law is serious, I think they were warning somebody in the parliament, remember, who was it that was warning somebody? Run off him out and them tell him, say, you need to be careful.
Incriminate yourself.
No, they were saying something about, I think it was Juliet was telling the MP, warning the MP, say, in this house, you have to be careful about contracts. Oh, they come and jump on their feet and talk about some contracts sometime ago. And them say, you have to be careful in this house when they come and talk about contract and you doing business with people. Having contract with people, you need to be careful because you can get in trouble. I think that is what she was referring to. When they were saying that the minister must have figured somebody to do something or the other about some contract. You remember that one? Whenever the case is, he did have to do it or something.
You see, this is why sometimes, I don't know why sometimes when people deep in a business, a certain business, they want to go into politics as well. Sometimes it's a conflict of interest. Tell the God Almighty truth. Some people just stay away from the blasted politics, man. And you know who is one of them people that too? This man here will make a close off the program with you now. Mark Malava. Jesus have mercy. Does this man want to be a good educator or want to be a politician? Because me not understand. Him is the principal for one of the worst performing schools in Jamaica. See it there? Yalas I, 5.2%. They're at 138 in ranking, right? Out of 161 schools. So with this ranking here now.
And they made him the president of the JTA.
They make him the president. Me say, Friday when me see this, see him in a murder. This a man.
But you need to focus. You need to focus on his school. Why is he president of the JTA?
Him should be the president of the JTA. You know, since the man come out of trace and in already.
And I thought, and he's clearly using the platform as a
political platform.
Seem to be playing politics to me. I am supposed to run in one of the seats, them, and
St. Thomas. Me not think in a James Roberts, but me not think are they should be out?
Yeah, man, I think they should be out and put in somebody else that the people never want. Marsha, I think something like that. But there might have been something if Peter Phillips, if he was removed, is either wasn't performing or something. Then find out, because how them stay. And they had to go.
Okay, all right.
But then need to contact me why. We don't know the reason why.
But the way how me see my behavior, you see before me see the school ranking. By the way how me see him behaving, I just was shaking my head when I saw that his school, the school with my principal are 138 out of all the schools. And I say, you know what, this man behavior basically reflect his school's standing nationally. And I'm sorry to say it, but he needs to give more of himself to the school to improve his school standing nationally. This is not good. you know?
Even that principal for the school on St. James, where did that war with him because some things went that war with. He's more or less indispensable because he apparently took the school from wherever it was and brought it somewhere.
Oh.
This is an opportunity for you as a principal. Me, when I hear people go to places like say GSC and Walmart and then pass with this and the school them a boss. Me say where you boss over? You take the brightest fit to them. Right? Some years ago, if you don't have average 95% in your common entrance, you couldn't go talk about your go Walmart.
Aye.
And then when they turn out bright, we say no, go to Excelsior. The average, I believe it was 60%. I'm taking the 60% with them. And if they can turn those 60% at the time, when they're averaging 60% and you enter into Excelsior and subjects and, you know, that's it. And that's it for proud of. Right? He has a wonderful opportunity as it is to take those children and make them better. Make the school and the outcome of the school better than it is now. Right?
Yeah.
If you see the children, there's nothing wrong with the learning, you know. Nothing is wrong with children's learning. Oftentimes, it is the way in which you're teaching them that is the problem. Change the teaching. If you're teaching them a way and it not work, try and see if you can do it in a practical way and see if it works better. And that's how you teach your children. Then.
Yes.
So, I mean, as a principal, I don't know what kind of imagination he has, right? Or what maybe his other problems. Maybe the children aren't eating properly. You know, maybe the children, we don't know what the problems are. Or the parents, they have some places where people just not interested in learning, you know, because they know what they're going to do with their life.
Let me tell you something. You have some people, principal, me I tell you about, where they go in a school with bad grade, school where suffer, basically, academically. And we used to, when they go in there, them cannot sit down comfortable with a feel in school. And them go in there with the mindset of, I'm going to make a difference. And then draw teachers, then draw picnic, and them a draw parents. Me see that happen already, you know. The principal
and
then say, look here.
And find other ways to teach them, and the picnic them start to improve.
It's a multifaceted solution. You've got to get the parents involved. You've got to get the kids to understand that they need to work a little harder. And you have got to get the educators involved as well. So it's not just a teaching style problem. You understand? And this man now, like all the other failing schools, and it's just him one, but all of the rest of the principal, them in the failing school, because if you go down the list, you see some traditional failing school, and I would think that by now they should have improved. But they need to have a mindset of them and them vice principal work together, come together, and try to make a difference.
And you're right. Getting the parents involved, because sometimes the people then go home, they go and play, nobody not do no homework. And as I said, you have some places, some people in society, it's extremely difficult to motivate those children. Them people then know, so them are going on farming. So we are teaching them, I mean, you understand? Yeah. It's difficult to motivate them. You have some people like the Chinese with them children. I imagine how difficult it must be to motivate those children, because they know them are going at that is business, you know?
Yeah.
And we do have children like that. Once them life map out, it's difficult for them to pay any attention to what you're teaching at school, because
but
that
Michelle,
mean up to them.
But Michelle,
the parents involved. You're right. The parents.
High school is a time when kids are figuring out themselves. That's where kids know what they want to do in life. You expose them to a little maths, a little science, a little cooking, a little trade or skill. You expose them to all of that in high school, and they're supposed to be exploring in high school, and they see where they're strong and where they're weak, right? So it's a very critical point in academic life in high school. So when I see these so-called principal come up, the energy when I see this man put out on the platform to tell the country, say, the government have...
Scandalize the government.
Yeah, to scandalize the government and say the government have shelteries and do things in front of picnic, like say the government did set up set up a construct where kids would get hurt, you know. If him did not put that energy there in the putting them education and school, him would have perform better. So
Well, I tell you what.
him don't know film passion and politics. Film passion is not education.
Well, I tell you what, if he knew, or if I hear say is one thing, but if he knew that there were people at a particular school doing certain things and did not report that to the police, him can get in a problem for that. Why am I calling ministry? I tell the ministry that for. If you have people doing things in front of children, you don't know the law.
That is an immediate 119 immediately without delay.
Right? The law, they need to go read the law where Portia put in a place in it. I think Portia put the law there in place in it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you know of minors being abused, it's not like you see a murder and you can shut your mouth.
Which part?
If you know,
which part you can say, which one you can say a murder and shut your mouth? Jamaica?
No, man, you don't have no obligation to go report it.
Well, in America, you have to report him, alone.
You have to report a murder and go put up yourself as witness.
Oh, you mean?
I don't know about that one. Which part?
In America?
I don't know. But here, maybe we should make that law here. But here, when it comes to children, and you know or hear of the abuse, you have a duty under the law to report it. Are you in a problem? Ask the people in the comment section if they know about the law there.
Well,
right?
I think that law is universal. I think that law is universal and international where children are concerned.
Well, it's very unusual in Jamaica because no other law, as far as I know, obliges people to report anything. I don't know of any other one, but that obliges them. So, him hear about this according to him. And him and the ministry, call? Which part in the law that talk about abuse of children, right? Whichever, forget which law it is. Where in that law tell him say that the ministry them to go report it to, or some doctor. Them to call the police. So the ministry, when the minister was correct, the minister said, go and report it to the police. In other words, she don't know the instance, and him know it. If he had given her sufficient information and it look like him go report it, she would have been responsible for go report it to the police. But him know the information. Right? Now what they should have asked him from that interview that he did was whether or not he reported it to the police. I don't know if they did ask. And that is what people should be asking him. The police should go to him. Mm-hmm. The police should go to him. Once them hear the allegation, and ask him, so which part this take place? And go and investigate. Right?
When come ball out that pan platform, him no say him have no evidence of it. He no say it was reported to police. It was reported to the ministry. Then, in an interview with Dean Jackson Miller later that evening, or the day after, I'm sorry, he said he did not bring it up with the minister. You never hear him?
I tell you why. Maybe him find out a mistake. When him up on the stage and run up him mouth, now that I think about it, maybe when him run up him mouth and him mention it, maybe somebody says something to him. So he realized that if he go and admit that him know of this and never reported to the police, him in a backside trouble. So he make sure him say that, no, ma'am, I never talk about that. Oh, if you get me. No, we know the reason why I'm back off it.
All right. Should we take a few calls?
Wanna?
All right. People, the phone line open. Moderators, let's see. We are using this number on WhatsApp. If you want to say something to the audience or to us, or if you have any concern, there's going to be a 5-minute window. 5-minute window to take a call, and when you call, try to keep it short so other people can call too. In the meantime, the only person who has come public so far is Mark Malava. No police, no say nothing. No other citizen, nobody else say them witness or say anything. I don't understand it.
But think about it, Natalie. Him went and him said something, and he was recorded as saying something to me and I for some teachers, and he'll get a lot of clap and just not sound. That something was right, which is unlawful, right?
Mm.
And him said he spoke to the minister about it. And what him said, the minister not do nothing, blaming the ministry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on the program, when them ask him about it, him deny that. Him say, yeah, me talk to the minister, but me never talk to the minister about that.
Yeah.
Why did he not just continue saying that? Of course, I spoke to the minister. The minister recorded their conversation. I doubt it. So therefore, it would be his word against hers.
But
so what caused him therefore to change him out? It must be to do with the fact that he probably realized that him know about it and he never reported it to the police, and therefore he committed an offense.
you know what I hope this government understands? Whenever you are having whenever they're having a conversation with a member of the opposition, they need to make sure that they have a witness. You cannot have conversations with these people by yourself. Me wrong or me right?
You're right, man, I'm lying.
So them you have to have a witness. You have to have a witness. No man, you can't. Nobody record them. Record them for.
I record them box cover.
And I make them know.
Well, you can tell them say record them. and then we'll make sure so they know so they don't want to say. If them say that there is something confidential and want to say to you,
yeah,
then you don't record them.
Me not trust we talk to them. No, sir. There has to be a witness there. There are people that, hey, let me take that call here. Hello, good night.
The man said,
hi, welcome.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. You're live.
I would like to give you a little project.
Give me a project?
Look back at the persons that the JTA have chosen over the years.
Okay.
I'm saying I've never seen them choose somebody that is upstanding for a long while. After, I think the Arden principal was once. After her, I've not seen one.
Okay. Do you think that they've always been politically connected or something?
Always. And they've always tried to use to pull an albatross around the government's neck.
Oh. Come here, people accuse them, say they're always political.
Always. And they don't want to abide by any rules. They don't want to sign in and sign out. They don't want to give account for their time. They just go in when they want and come out. You know, the traditional schools don't have a problem with the teachers. Most times it's the one like Mark Malanda schools that have a problem. Teachers step in when they want, out when they want, and all of that.
Okay.
So discipline.
They need to have some rules in the state. When you go into a workplace, there are rules and regulations, and they need to abide by them. And there must be something to mark them off, whether they are doing good or bad. You just get paid every month like that, and
no oversight.
No check and balances.
No oversight. No, sir.
Well, I'm about union, and the trouble with union sometimes is that them back up people in all kind of something.
You should say unions mash up England, Lord God.
Mash up everyone. When the time anybody has power,
mash up England.
Then abuse it.
You are a good worker. I heard the employer for the policeman, the woman that the soldier killed, and her employer said when he paid her, he was satisfied. How many persons that go to work today, their employer can say, I am satisfied? They sign in on the phone, mid-morning on the phone, midday on the phone, evening on the phone, don't even know what is going on.
Lord. Well, let me tell you, you see, unions are not always a bad thing, you know. When I used to work at the post office, you know, a federal job that in America, and there are a few times where I've had to contact the union to mediate and deal with things in the workplace, because that is a whole nother story with the post office culture in America, right? So the union them come in handy, but the hostility when me see a come from the JTA, that a no union. A no union that you know.
I don't think I've ever seen a politician running.
If you think Mark Malava bad, wait on the one coming.
Who coming? Who coming? All right, thank you.
There's a woman coming. I don't remember her name.
All right, I will find out. Thank you.
If you think him bad, wait on her.
All right, thank you. We're gonna find out who the woman. No, you can't. Union. You see, if union operate like that, they're gonna make it very hard for anyone to wanna deal with them. Let me take this call. Hello, good night.
Good night, ladies.
Hi, you're live.
Yes, I'm going to give you a scenario here. They said if any PMP shake your hand, count your fingers. Have you ever heard that saying?
No, sir.
Because they said the way they like thinking is they have to count your fingers to say no listen.
Lord, what you try to say them I got teeth on my finger?
Most likely.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just man, you make up the one
I
day.
listen to you guys, but 411, I was confused when you were giving your lecture about Tankweld with this steel thing there. You totally lost me, you know.
Where did you get lost? He said you lost him when you were explaining Tankweld thing.
Yeah, but
where you got lost?
I understood would make it much clearer that I get the picture in a significant way, but you know.
Where did you get lost?
411. All right, bless up yourself.
Where did you get lost in the conversation?
The whole entire scenario, the whole story.
She was just explaining. She was just explaining the different times that Norman Horn brought.
I understood.
Yeah,
but I was lost.
You were lost.
Okay, what's popular with Norman Horn and the business that he was doing with them?
Yes.
But you got it now, right?
Well, what happened?
I got it clearly now. I got it clearly because when I listened to the JP program about it, I was much clearer.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Bless up yourself.
Yeah, man. Good night.
I remember, don't shake a PMP hand, right? Because you might lose a finger.
All right. I'm going to put on gloves.
What he said, I never heard the last podcast, he was breaking up.
No, I must say, remember to don't shake PMP hand. Me have some PMP for me, I have to shake them, but me have to put on my gloves.
No, not that one. What he said about understanding, what he said eventually.
Oh, I had put up a video upload explaining the whole thing, so I guess he listened to that and he got it. Hello, good night.
I understand you, but you don't understand what I was saying.
Yeah, Natalee.
Yes.
All right. The lady that is coming is LaSonia Harrison.
Okay.
She was the president to. So you have this gentleman and the gentleman before.
Okay,
she was there before when them did have the wage negotiation.
Oh, then I choose that she worse. I choose that she worse, or you're gonna make watch and see.
Then I'm going to forget according to Paula Llewellyn, testicular fortitude. Yeah, because she upset with the whole wage thing and what have you. So she put certain things out in the space already.
How much more them people you want from the government, dear God, under the condition?
No, the way some teachers talk, you don't think nobody don't get no salary increase. We have some teachers talk.
And that is not true.
We know differently.
Yeah. All right.
But everybody did want how much percent.
Yes. All right.
Anyway, the other thing I did turn off. I don't know if the whole thing of the recording of the meeting. No, if you're if we can have a protocol now that the secretary needs to record the meeting to assist her to prepare the minutes because.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So don't make it look like it's a political thing. So anybody you're meeting with at the ministry or whatever, yeah, we can record the meeting.
Okay, not a bad idea.
To assist with the recording of the minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And done this up.
Right. Okay.
Hey, so you have it in the secretary of the minutes produced, but there's also the discussion thing that you can have a record.
Yes.
To draw for, I mean, you know, put that out.
in the, in the public space.
Mhm.
But you have that, and that will make people watch them steps.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right. The other thing, the lady asked for a project. I would like to give Michelle a project.
Michelle, take out your pen and your
Michelle, I'm proud
paper.
of you, you know.
You're
All
the-
right.
So you're not proud of me?
Purchasing work days, I work out for you.
So you're not proud of me, Miss Spot?
I'm proud of you, man. I should know why I say what I say.
No, sir.
Anyway,
Natalee,
but
beat me up
seriously,
on it
what
and
I
then
know we'll be
conquer
making a
it.
lot of talk about Mr. Gordon's company, and because of course he's a public servant and so.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the other three companies. I've been wondering why would they? We can't say all right, dialysis machine. Why would they need a tax exemption thing from the UA? And like who is the ownership of the company, things like that. So I don't know if Michelle could do a little research and do a little video on.
Well, I started
because to me,
I
they
started
commit the same sin, which is tax evasion.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Unless we get different information.
So
I
far,
started to do a video on it. Actually, I should have finished it today, but I was doing something else.
Okay.
I think for some reason I thought today was Friday. So I'll probably put it out tomorrow.
all right.
She a break up still, but it sounds like she's onto it.
Mm-hmm. All right, Miss Spot. Thank you.
Good. Bless you now.
All right.
Yeah, two other companies.
Miss Spot, always so engaging and keeping in touch. Thank you so much, Miss Spot.
Let me send a shout out before we forget, Natalie. Let me send a shout out to Donna. I met you at the Progressive Supermarket in Eight Rivers in Old Rios. And I know you're listening, because I told you to tune in because we're coming for the war room tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So hello, Donna. Say hi so that everybody can know who you are.
Miss Donna, good night. If you're in the chat, Miss Donna, put up your hand. Michelle told me that Michelle told me that you approached her today down there in Ochi, right, Michelle?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I was in the supermarket.
Yes. So big up Miss Donna. Let me take this call.
So if you listen to us, three of us.
Hello, good night.
Good night, Nat.
Hi, welcome.
Good night. I contribute in NHT and I'm living in the state.
Turn on the background for me, please, darling. Turn on the background for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You know that you could still contribute towards the NHT.
So you live in the United States, in the United States,
Yeah.
and you have been contributing to NHT.
Yeah, from 2017.
Were you
I
living in
started
Jamaica?
contribute back in it.
Were you living in Jamaica, or you started contributing when you migrated?
When I migrated, I started.
Okay.
And I went there on last year, February.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager was talking to him because I went to take out some money.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling me that that you could put it towards your pension. I did not know.
You just a find out.
Until when she told me last year.
Backside. So what you did a plan for do? When you started paying into it? When you started paying into the NHT, what was your plan? Since you didn't know about the pension.
I just went home 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to stay by one of my friends in Orange Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her, I'm going to buy a house. And she told me of a house that some English couple, they started the house and they want to sell the house. They're selling back the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, find out how much the house going for. And then when she told me, and she said, don't buy it. They want too much for it because and it's not livable.
Mm-hmm.
It don't worth it. And then I said to her, you know what? My dad died. Both parents died, and my dad leave the land in my name.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to build a house there.
Okay.
And that's when I said, I want to go contribute in NHT.
Okay.
And he said, you know, that guy live above her. He work at NHT. And I said, find out the information.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, and I was talking, she called the guy, and I was talking to the guy, and the guy tell me what I should have. And I went up, I came back up, and then I went back,
Mm-hmm.
and I bring the information, and I just started it.
Okay.
Just like that.
So you haven't had any trouble?
I built my house, you know, and I didn't take any money from them to build the house.
Okay. So
but I still contribute in it every 14th of the month. I pay it.
So you can put that in your retirement now?
Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got that information then.
After a period of time, she can go and get it. So
I said, oh, the manager told me last year about it.
Okay. Well, this might be new information for some of our listeners tonight. So thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
She can get the, I forget what I call it, payback, you know, how long, for 10 years or 40 years. We can't remember. But you can claim back. If you don't use it. Mm-hmm. Right. For the subscriber who said he didn't understand what I was saying, I think I was trying to explain what it was that Tankweld was doing. How they were exploiting Norman Horn, forcing him to do business with them by lowering the price to the point. By lowering the price to the point where he could not feasibly buy the steel from abroad, right? So it forced him to buy from them because he had customers to serve. You understand? And then what they would have done now when they start to buy from them, because there's no other competition now, only them buying from abroad, they would up the price of the steel.
So we'll on know. The piece of information there. The piece of information there about the law firm the law firm that Bignell is using. What was the name again? Tell me your name again.
Muirhead Factor and whatever. I'm not ruling firm that.
So that means a Mark Golding firm is standing with the man who want to dominate the steel industry and lock out Norman and who is a man who come from poverty.
Yeah, but it's a law firm. Them offering service and the man come to them. Who is representing them?
Me no business. Them are opposition.
Hold on now. Is Lloyd Barnett is their attorney?
Lloyd Barnett is one of the attorneys of Bignell.
Oh.
It was him and another firm mentioned, and you told me that the second firm is Mark Golding, the Mark Golding affiliated firm. So may I say now, as this yesterday I tell you, say everybody for going to politics, you know. For example, Mark Golding now as opposition, female law firm not supposed to have nothing to do with anything going against poor people or injustice and them something there. Same with ISAT.
Same with your point, yes, sir. But technically speaking, you have a right to take the work, you can get the job. But as you said, it can be used against him.
Same with Isaac Buchanan, right? I was told that Isaac Buchanan is one of the attorneys for Tesha Miller. Tesha Miller, who everybody know the history with Tesha Miller being an alleged gang leader and a member of a gang is what I was trying to say. And then now his legal troubles, right? Do you want a member of parliament who is working as an attorney, criminal defense attorney? And I am not saying that criminal defense attorneys don't have a job to do. They do. And they should be able to do their job without criticism from people like us. But I have a problem now when Isaac Buchanan is working to free up Atesha Miller, and then in our parliament saying he is there to do what's in the interest of the majority. The majority is not Tesha Miller, you know. You understand where I'm coming from? So that's why I say some people don't supposed to go into politics. The same thing happened to when the young fella named from St. James, Dr. Arton, right? He's an economist. As an economist, you cannot come in politics and come and manipulate to make a party look good. You have a duty as an economist to be upfront with the Jamaican people about economy, about financing. So you cannot come into the politics where you have a party that requires you to say things to make them look good, and not to make the Jamaican people them understand or to be fair, but to make them look good. Andre Arton cannot come into politics. So this is what's so tricky about the politics. Everybody want to come in and make a money and then links and this. The politics is not for everybody. I just the truth.
Or them have some policies they want change.
Yes, the conflict of interest to Carl Bunting and Gold in them. Conflict of interest all over them. And members of the PNP talk it already from before, you know, they became leaders of the party. It's crazy.
Well, it's happening in the United States, so yeah, some of them.
Nobody no mix up in the United States.
Hold on, some people in the business and then going in the Congress or in the Senate.
Michelle,
right? Some of them are hold on, Natalie. Some of them people are lobby to them, and them are take money or that's how the corruption. Them people are lobby them and them serve the interests of the people, especially like the pharmaceutical people them. And then when they left, some of them left Congress to rat, then get a $2 million job from these companies that they were lobbying on their behalf.
Michelle,
it's only because the American people are hardworking people and earn their money. Why that the country not drop down?
First of all, Michelle, I have lived in America for 26 years, and what you are saying, my love, I don't think that is accurate at all. First of all, when times they come on to checks and balances over with Congress in America, remember the journalists them over here not come like you want them at Jamaica, you know. The
journalists expose it. Journalists expose it.
That's what I'm saying. The journalists them over here will run you down and sleep out of your doorway. Once you're a public servant, they will sleep on you to make sure that you comfort and answer any question. Now, if there is ever a situation like that, you are going to be exposed by the media, number one, and any side of the politics where the opposite side of the politics, them is going to call you out and expose you.
Yeah, but it don't matter because
of course it does.
Wait, no, because you have the lobbies, you have the what I call the Israeli one, AIPAC, or something like so, right? They're lobbying these congressmen to pass certain laws that some people argue is not in the best interest of the people. And I'm still about them, put them in or them vote them out when I find out it don't matter. Is what them do.
Well, the lobbies.
I don't think we're that bad here.
The lobby.
I mean, yes, you do have people who donate to the political parties, and maybe you see the political parties do things in their own interest. But I think it is not bad. That's what we have along the United States, bro.
Michelle, the truth of the matter is, lobbyists are always going to be around. They've been around since the beginning of time, right? And these people who say that they're representatives, if for them district or for them people or for them constituents, send them go Congress, figure do what they're supposed to do on behalf of the people. And at that them are go there go do, just figure serve lobbyists, them not have no more election for winning. You know?
Well, let me ask you a question. Why it is that medicine, what do you call it? Medication, all them sitting there so expensive in the United States. And some of the people in America go Canada, where they have free health and so on, right? Go buy their medication. Some years ago, but they can still do it, right? When you say watch TV, then the TV then. And that's what they do, to get away from these, because they Jesus, I don't know.
That is for a whole nother topic. Healthcare in the United States, yes, it's very expensive. I mean, one of the things that you find today that people are doing. I was talking to one lady recently. I don't think she reached 30 years old yet, but she had tell me say she depend a weight loss drug. But true, she can't afford the GPL drug them in America. You know, say online she get fair drugs from over Asia. So me I say to myself, say now then people, have no I mean, you can't really order drugs from we over one different continent over internet and put in your body.
I don't know.
Injecting it.
The
No.
one in America. The other one in America that is certified by the Food and Drug people want probably much less.
Yeah, sir, but it reached to a point where people are making these decisions based on what they can afford. Because without insurance, you go get one of them GPL there a week time. Every week you pay at the most $125. You know? So
maybe the solution for her is she should be eat differently and she probably lose weight naturally.
Well, actually, Michelle, you see, you have to understand what obesity really is. Obesity is a disease, you know. And while dieting,
she's obese.
Yes, and while dieting may work for some people, while dieting and exercise alone, and good sleep and clean eating, that alone may work for some people. But other people who have this gene and this obesity disease and genetic problem, it not gonna work for them. They are gonna need something to help them suppress them diet, suppress them appetite and them something there. It's a very involved thing, and you have to really know and accept that not everybody is going to diet and exercise and eat clean, and that alone is going to work for them. You understand what I say?
They need to find natural something though. Just go under their research. Maybe what they're buying from abroad was sold to them something natural. Yeah.
You see the thing when we get to understand, because I lost 35 pounds last year. So me understand.
So you have a maga dog now.
No, put me in a wish for you if you're a maga dog. What a piece of something. Hey. No,
it's
sir.
Okay about them free. I could use to look at that. What then? It's okay about them magas.
Me nah favor no maga dog. You must say a mad woman. Then me no can see myself and see if me I lose too much weight. No, sir. No, sir. Me nah do that. But anyway, me understand say, you see the way how we grow and the way how we are conditioned from we're young. Them tell us say you're supposed to eat this three big meal every day, and you don't supposed to do that, Whether you have weight problem or weight problem not, you cannot overdo anything. Everything must be done in moderation in life. You understand? So when you see people take up themselves, and sometimes you see some people, because me used to be one of those people too. You're having a breakfast, I want big old plate of breakfast you're having in your hand a morning time. Lunchtime, you take off 2 hours. Figure you want big old dirty lunch again. And dinner time now, you know how dinner time come down. And if you're a person who stay up late at night time, you know say by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock p.m., you're hungry again and want a big meal that again. Them something, you're not supposed to do them something, But our brain and how we condition and how we learn. And I have learned that we are supposed to eat in moderation. When me are growing up and they are country, me come from a farming family. So we never short of food yet. I see my people we help grow everybody picnic. Them people you never really see them eat so much, When they get up a morning time, then we eat all them look one fitters and then cup of coffee. Lunchtime, something light if them eat anything at all. And then dinner time now, them eat them biggest meal and then go them bed for all 8:30 at night time. You understand? So a different lifestyle. I never used to see them eat so much. Fast food them not do.
But then again, Natalee, remember say some people, we say in Jamaica say look like them how what do the sombrero man?
I walk all it them time.
him on the live. I know, semi live with you. We live on Tony. We live. Oh no, it's a different Anthony. I know him. All right. What I'm saying is you have some people. Let me just message him. We say that Jamaica.
You get yourself in a man problem, you know. Yeah, call different people.
Okay, wrong name to that.
Be careful.
So anyway, so we have some people. Hold on there. You have some people, we call them. They look like they have worm. No cure they eat.
Mm-hmm.
Them bag the same way. So
yes, that's what I tell you.
they
Say
can't eat.
those.
And them bag right through their life.
Well, that could be the case for you until you reach, like I'll say, 35 years old. You can't do that again. So you see, there are so many different aspects of it. You understand?
But me I talk about the people that were right through their life, and when they turn old people, 60, 70, them mag the same when they just can't pass.
Genetics again. Genetics play a role in everything.
Quite a lot of Indians are like that, you know. Them look like they don't eat. I never eat. You know?
Well,
and just looks cool.
It's the same thing with some group of people, some ethnic group of people. They might be more prone to certain illnesses or chronic conditions, and for us black people, high blood pressure is one of them. You understand? And we have the most hypertension in the world. And while you have Asian people where they might be prone to a specific chronic illness as well. And it all goes back to, when you look at the hypertension also, it all goes back to genetics and how our ancestors them used to behave and then way there.
I don't know if we ancestors used to have them problem there, no.
No, man. Me not talk about diet now, you know. Me not talk about different.
I think it's a diet going on. I think of the diet because I don't know about the Asian people, the Asians, but I know them eat. Let me turn off the phone. I know that them eat healthy, you know. Some of them are vegetarian and so on.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I need to study them, you know, as I think it's a cultural thing with them. We just culture to eat meat and rice and peas and yam and cocoa and all them things. But we have a whole heap of, what you call it, melanin, you know. So I don't know if the melanin are required a whole heap of nutrition.
But those people can name white rice from now till the morning and nothing to do them. And if we over here so pack up ourselves a white rice, when you look, we have high blood pressure, diabetes, all kind of kidney problem, all kind of sitting.
Well, what I'm saying is that I tried it for 4 days, straight days. It's also white rice and was shocked that I never felt, because sometimes when me not eating properly, I can't not remembering things, you know, because the brain I forget the proper nourishment. And surprising, I never developed a headache. And I said, but this is shocking. And then I said, no one know why the Chinese, evidently the rice, whatever they might tell you, have a lot of nutrients in it to maintain you. Mm-hmm. And the brain, don't forget you have to maintain the body plus the brain.
Yeah.
You know? But I guess when you combine that nutritious meal, I suppose, and eat with other things, you know, so I guess your system might get a little overloaded and, you know, too much starch and tara. But me wouldn't sacrifice the rice if rice can do so much.
Couple of years ago, me hear Muta Baruka say in co-host panning program. Him say, my youth, you look on the woman them in Jamaica lately. You know Muta go on.
Mm-hmm.
And him gonna make you know say, based on his observation, the women them in Jamaica they're more obese than he's ever seen. Remember Muta nearly 80 years old, you know, so he's seen a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see Jamaica now them take up this fast food style, cause some things when me see at Jamaica when me go down in the community when me grow up couple times lately. When me go in the community when me grew up in Michelle, nobody now cook breakfast at the yard Sunday morning up on corner then go and buy food, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You see our Sunday dinner, yeah, some people out there would sell Sunday dinner, you know. And then the style we never used to do Sunday from breakfast straight till dinner. Yeah, cooking in your yard. But me say the people them open cook shop on Sunday morning in the community. And me I say then, really? A different time, you know, man.
But I think you see those women that we say are obese. I think many of them, you know, have children. So, and some women, their metabolism change when after them have children. But you have to turn off your phone and now you're not turn on back for tea.
Then wait there. Then women now have children from when? And not children are eating.
No, but they still put on weight. They still put on the weight. You do have some younger people in their 20s, maybe they're not children. But I find that a lot of women, and then of course, when women reach a certain age, they tend to put on the weight, and men too, get a little belly and all that kind of thing. But then you're right, it's what they're eating.
Jamaica make some people are coming in our country with all kind of fast food. They say our church is chicken. I don't name church is chicken and foreign. They think me I come to Jamaica and name church is chicken.
But not every day they eat that. But then again, you have some people that work, and when they work, then buy rice and peas for lunch, them eat breakfast. And then they buy food, rice and peas and whatever, chicken and stuff for lunch, and go home, go eat again. You know? So,
yeah,
so that is it too.
The people have like try and say money around.
Yeah, man.
When money around, when money around, you're not around for eat out.
Remember Epstein had said, Leighton Epstein had said, the World Bank, one of them put out some thing on Jamaica, say 55% of the people are undernourished. You know, when they put out that during the election.
He did? Oh, yeah, he sure did.
And when they did the research, only to find out that them say about 50% of the people are overweight. So we need to understand what we are talking about. Of course, you know, it was an average, right? It was an average. And I think it's a 3-year average. I don't even know how them come to that.
And we just say if Jamaica people them poor, then all them have become obese. So.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm not eating properly, yes, then what is happening is that Natalee, hold on.
No, sir, I forgot that should have phone there. Guys, Lord, we're there a while now. Time for pack up and come go on in. 55% of food insecurity. I don't believe that none at all.
That's it.
Food insecurity. Oh, that indeed is true. Then what they say about now with the hurricane. Can't follow nothing with them, the people they say, they became so desperate in the election and talk anything.
No, man, the report was put out, but it was a report not from 2025. It was a report from mostly 2024 or something like so. That put out in January 2020 or 2023, I think was the last report, right? That would have been after COVID, and then put out the report in January of 2025, and then got that the whole news to tell people about that the situation in Jamaica at that time.
Then what on
it was long before.
Then what on now? If the poverty rate gone down to 8%, let us look on 2015 when the poverty rate was 21%. If Jamaica people and 55% having food insecurity, how much percentage of food insecurity 2015?
There you are. Foolishness it was. And when you look on the hunger index, Jamaica are one of the lowest in the Caribbean. Right? But of course, them are sell for them point.
Lord have mercy. And then now when the election did nice to not talk it true.
Yeah, man.
Election did nice. When time is it? The same boy Dayton Campbell go talk about food import tax. When I look, I see the Caribbean news, put out say breaking news: the opposition leader of Jamaica distanced himself from Dayton Campbell. Lord of mercy. Me say the election sweet. Everything them come out cause say them wrong. Every God Almighty thing them come out cause say. Boy, me I tell you now. Anyway,
Boy,
guys.
me I tell you, sir, some bad luck will reach them, man. Mark Bowling, man, he did himself a service, man. Everything he come out and say, we grab it and beat him with it and send him away. But I was sweet now when they try to portray him as some kind of saint. Yeah? Social justice. This is the man we stand up in the bar and had the PMP people them outside and looking while him buy Lucozade. One Lucozade to himself. And the people them and looking for them. Right? That's the same man I walk up and down the place during burial. And I talk about how people want food. And when they by the way, up till now, this is when now, April what? 11? Up till now, the Integrity Commission no certify certificate from him statutory declaration from 2024 now.
Jesus, please, you too lie.
No, it not certified, and the other one jump in on it. Them had 2 outstanding now. Right?
They know they're not talk about that.
They're not going to talk about
the
that.
IC.
He shut up his mouth and not talk about Andrew now. He must talk about Andrew and him pay. Like if they expect him to get more pay. That, hey, the man there. Special kind of dunce, you know. I don't know what is wrong with this fella, you know. Why are you calling me on a video?
You know, them a time of night, yeah? Remember him?
Must not realize.
Maybe not. All right, we can wrap it up now because this is getting annoying. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoy the war room tonight and
no, them don't enjoy it at all. They wanted Karen. This them where is Karen? Hopefully we dig her up here next time. Don't know where she is.
But guys, wanna come back again? Wait, so next week again?
Yeah, man. If we have anything to talk about. And in Jamaica, when I know news now, you know, I mean, in Jamaica, almost every week, something new happens.
Yes.
So we get boring now, man. Don't know what I'm going.
All right. Nobody talk about we're boring because we're not boring more than the risers, them.
Nobody not boring more than me.
But guys, if we do not deal with this aging and low birth rate issue in our country, we are in a crisis and problem. If we have to import people, if we have to bring in 1 million people in the country, you know what we're going to do? If I have to bring in 150,000 people in the country, whether I bring them in as workers, I don't know what we're going to do, but we have to go do something. We have to do something. The next 25 years, you hear what Mia Motley said, that it's predicted that in the next 25 years, 1 out of every 2 persons will be over age 65. All right.
I can tell you something about these people. These people love talk too much, right? This world, even this is about climate change, you know. We have no real idea because they don't have the history of the movement of the planet through the
Lord God, nobody with that. Nobody with the conspiracy.
Right? You have a situation now when people not having children. That don't mean to say it will happen in another 10 years or continue. Just like how people were having plenty in the 50s and 60s and the 70s and then decide to cool out now. We just have to make the adjustment. We just have to find some other way to deal with the pension thing, right? Or if they can get, I don't know how they're going to encourage people to have children. They don't want to have no picnic, they're not having none.
That's why they have to go import people, open up immigration and encourage people to come to Jamaica. It don't have to be Jamaican neither.
Yeah, but if them other countries have the same problem, where them all get people from? They have to go to Africa, go get them. They have plenty of people on there.
You know, sister, we have no visa. Which country? We have one no visa policy with one African country that just established recently between Andrew Holness and Ghana. One of the African countries, no visa between the 2 countries. The person where them both have 3 more pitney.
Yes, man. When you don't start, you're young enough. Yes, my people, I agree with you. She's of childbearing age. She
You
can
know what?
make a contribution.
Me go have the tree and me go send one come give you. Me go send one go up a carrying yard. And the man we at about if you have 3 pit the sir, send the address come back and send the 3rd one come to you. My daughter turned 18 this year. I don't know where I go about 3 more pitney. Anyway, make we catch up now.
All right, next week, folks. Next week, we'll see you.
Yes, guys, I got subscribe over Jamaica 411 and make sure that you subscribe here and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good night.
In a nation where every decision shapes the future,
Where power is tested and truth is questioned.
this is where the stories unfold, the facts get examined, and the narratives get challenged. No bias, no fear, just real conversations about Jamaica's future.
From the halls of power
To the voices of the people, this is where Jamaica gets the full story.
Jamaica politics uncovered.
Hosted by Natalee